Lily, only 6 years old, clutched her older sister Daisy's hand as they huddled deeper into the shadows of their dilapidated shack. Rain leaked through the rotting roof, forming muddy puddles on the dirt floor. 10-year-old Daisy tried her best to shield Lily, but she was small herself, and their thin clothes offered little protection from the autumn chill. Their parents were gone, taken by a sudden illness that swept through their small village like a cruel wind. Now, alone and orphaned, they faced a world that seemed determined to break them. Food was scarce, fear was a constant companion, and the once vibrant laughter that filled their lives had been replaced by a haunting silence. Their fate seemed sealed, a bleak and desolate path stretching endlessly before them. Little did they know, a glimmer of hope was about to appear on the horizon. Down the dusty road, a weathered wagon rattled along, pulled by a sturdy, brown horse. Inside, sat Mr. Evans, a carpenter known throughout the village for his skillful hands and even kinder heart. He was returning from a job in a neighboring town, his pockets a little heavier, his spirit weary but content. Mr. Evans was a simple man, his life dedicated to his craft and helping those in need. He'd seen his share of hardship and believed in lending a hand whenever he could. As he passed the dilapidated shack on the outskirts of town, something caught his eye, a wisp of smoke curling from the broken chimney, a sign of life where there shouldn't be any. A nagging feeling tugged at his heart, a feeling he couldn't ignore. Hesitantly, Mr. Evans pulled the wagon to a stop. He climbed down, his boots crunching on the gravel path. A wave of apprehension washed over him. He wasn't one to intrude, but the image of the smoke, the desolate shack, and the unsettling silence urged him forward. He approached the shack cautiously, his hand raised in a gentle knock on the flimsy wooden door. The door creaked inward slightly, revealing a sliver of darkness. "Hello," he called out, his voice soft but firm. "Is anyone there? I'm Mr. Evans, from town. I just wanted to see if everything was all right." A moment of tense silence hung in the air before a small voice, barely a whisper, replied, "Who is it?" "It's all right, little one," Mr. Evans replied gently. "I'm a friend. May I come in?" Slowly, the door opened wider, revealing Daisy, her eyes wide with apprehension, Lily peeking out from behind her. Mr. Evans knelt, making himself less imposing. He offered them a loaf of bread and some apples he had in his wagon. Hesitantly, Daisy accepted the food. As they ate, Mr. Evans softly inquired about their situation. With trembling voices, the sisters recounted their story, their parents' illness, their lonely passing, and their desperate struggle to survive on their own. Each word painted a heartbreaking picture of loss and hardship, confirming Mr. Evans's worst fears. The weight of their sorrow settled heavily on his heart. As Mr. Evans listened to their tale, a profound sense of responsibility washed over him. He looked at their frail figures, their innocent eyes filled with a sorrow no child should ever know. He knew he couldn't simply walk away. He wasn't a rich man, his own life was simple, but he had a warm home and a generous heart. "You shouldn't be alone," he said softly, his voice thick with emotion. "This isn't a life for children. I may not have much, but I have a home, and I have room for you both. Would you like to come and stay with me? I promise to take care of you." He held his breath, hoping against hope that they would accept his offer, knowing it was the only decent thing to do. He couldn't let fate continue to ruin these young lives. Daisy and Lily exchanged a hesitant glance. The thought of leaving the only home they'd ever known, even a dilapidated shack, was frightening. But the warmth in Mr. Evans's eyes, the genuine concern in his voice, offered a sliver of hope they couldn't ignore. With a quiet nod, Daisy accepted. Mr. Evans smiled, relief flooding his face. He helped them gather their few meager belongings. Back at his small, but cozy house, he set to work. The spare room, long unused, needed a thorough cleaning and some repairs. He patched the leaky roof, scrubbed the floors, and brought in 2 small beds with soft, clean blankets. He wanted to make it feel like a real home, a safe haven where the sisters could finally rest and heal. That evening, Lily and Daisy stepped into their new home, their eyes wide with wonder and a touch of disbelief. The first few days were a revelation for Lily and Daisy. They woke to the smell of freshly baked bread, not the damp, musty odor of their old shack. Mr. Evans prepared warm, nourishing meals, bowls of hearty stew, creamy porridge, and juicy fruit, a stark contrast to the meager rations they had struggled to find before. After dinner, Mr. Evans filled the old tin tub with warm water, letting them splash and play until their skin glowed. Clean clothes, soft and worn, but mended with care, replaced their tattered rags. And at night, they snuggled into their comfortable beds, feeling safe and secure for the first time in what seemed like forever. The simple act of sleeping soundly, without the fear of the cold or the gnawing hunger, was a luxury they had almost forgotten existed. Despite the newfound comforts, Lily and Daisy remained guarded. Years of hardship had etched a deep distrust into their hearts. They flinched at sudden movements, spoke in hushed tones, and always kept a watchful eye on Mr. Evans. They were waiting for the other shoe to drop, convinced that this kindness couldn't last. But Mr. Evans was patient. He never raised his voice, never demanded anything of them, and always treated them with respect and gentle understanding. He told them stories, taught them simple games, and listened attentively to their hesitant whispers. Slowly, gradually, their fear began to dissipate. They started to laugh again, to ask questions, and to seek his comfort when they felt scared. Mr. Evans was carefully, lovingly, earning their trust. He was becoming their family. One sunny morning, Mr. Evans announced, "Daisy, I've enrolled you in school. It's time you had a proper education." Daisy's eyes widened with a mix of excitement and trepidation. She hadn't been to school regularly before, their family's circumstances often preventing it. Mr. Evans emphasized the importance of learning, explaining how it could open doors and give her a brighter future. Lily, though too young to attend just yet, listened with anticipation, eager for the day she could join her sister. Mr. Evans promised to teach her the alphabet in the meantime, so she wouldn't be left behind. The thought of learning and making friends filled both sisters with a sense of hope they hadn't felt in a long time. It was another step towards rebuilding their lives. Daisy's initial excitement soon faded as she faced the challenges of school. Her education had been sporadic, and she struggled to keep up with her classmates. The emotional trauma of losing her parents also made it difficult to concentrate. She often came home feeling discouraged, her confidence shaken. Seeing her distress, Mr. Evans stepped in. He hired a kind, patient tutor, Miss Abigail, to help Daisy catch up. He also spent countless evenings going over her lessons, offering encouragement and reminding her of her strength. "It's okay to struggle, Daisy," he would say. "The important thing is that you keep trying. I believe in you." His unwavering support gave Daisy the strength to persevere, even when she felt like giving up. News of Mr. Evans's generosity and the sisters' plight spread quickly through the town. Touched by their story, the community rallied around them. Baskets of food appeared on their doorstep, filled with fresh vegetables, homemade pies, and jars of preserves. Mrs. Gable, the seamstress, brought over a collection of neatly mended clothes for Lily and Daisy. The local schoolteacher, Mr. Thompson, donated schoolbooks and supplies. Even the baker, old Mr. Henderson, always slipped an extra cookie or two into Lily's hand when she ran errands for Mr. Evans. The outpouring of support was overwhelming, a testament to the kindness and compassion that resided within the small village. It showed Lily and Daisy that they weren't alone, that people cared and wanted to help them build a better future. The community had become their extended family. Mr. Evans worked tirelessly at his carpentry. His days were filled with the scent of sawdust and the rhythmic sounds of hammering and sawing. He crafted sturdy furniture for the townsfolk, repaired fences, and built barns, pouring his heart and soul into each project. He took pride in his work, knowing that every nail he hammered, every piece of wood he shaped, contributed to providing for Lily and Daisy. He even started building a beautiful dollhouse for Lily in his spare time, a miniature replica of their own cozy home, complete with tiny furniture and hand-painted details. It was a labor of love, a symbol of the secure and happy life he wanted to create for them. His skilled hands were not only providing for their needs, but also building a future filled with warmth and joy. Lily blossomed under Mr. Evans's care. With Daisy's patient guidance, she learned to read and write, her small hands carefully tracing the letters in her primer. She started playing with the neighborhood children, skipping rope and chasing butterflies in the meadow, her laughter echoing through the air. The haunted look in her eyes faded, replaced by a sparkle of joy and curiosity. Mr. Evans often found her curled up in his lap, listening intently as he read her stories, or helping him in the garden, her small fingers carefully planting seeds. She was rediscovering the carefree innocence of childhood, something she had almost lost forever. The dollhouse he was building became a symbol of her growing happiness and the bright future that lay ahead. One blustery afternoon, while repairing a roof, Mr. Evans slipped and fell, injuring his leg. It wasn't a serious break, but it was enough to keep him bedridden for several weeks. The accident cast a shadow over the household. Mr. Evans couldn't work, and their savings dwindled quickly. Lily and Daisy watched with growing worry as Mr. Evans tried to hide his discomfort and anxiety. The fear of returning to their former life, of hunger and uncertainty, crept back into their hearts. They knew they had to do something, anything, to help the man who had saved them. They couldn't stand by and watch him struggle. It was their turn to show him how much they cared. Daisy, drawing on her resourcefulness, started helping neighbors with their chores, weeding gardens, mending clothes, and running errands. Lily, too young for most tasks, carefully crafted small, woven baskets from reeds she gathered by the river. They sold them to the townsfolk for a few pennies each. Every coin they earned was carefully saved and presented to Mr. Evans, who accepted it with tears in his eyes. "You shouldn't have," he'd say, but he knew their efforts were about more than just money. It was about showing their gratitude, their love, and their determination to help him, just as he had helped them. Their small acts of kindness made a big difference, both financially and emotionally. Slowly but surely, Mr. Evans's leg healed. He was deeply moved by the sisters' unwavering support and the sacrifices they had made. It strengthened his resolve to provide them with the best possible life. The community, too, continued to lend a hand. Neighbors brought over meals, helped with chores around the house, and even organized a small fundraiser to help cover medical expenses. Their collective kindness eased Mr. Evans's burden and showed Lily and Daisy the true meaning of community. As Mr. Evans regained his strength, he knew he was not alone. He had 2 loving daughters and a whole town standing beside him. With Miss Abigail's tutoring and Mr. Evans's unwavering encouragement, Daisy's academic performance began to soar. The initial struggles faded as she discovered a love for learning. She devoured books, excelled in mathematics, and impressed her teachers with her insightful essays. Her confidence grew with each passing day. She started participating in class discussions, volunteering for projects, and even tutoring other students who were struggling. A new dream took root in her heart, to attend college and become a teacher herself. She wanted to give back to the community that had supported her and inspire other children to overcome adversity. The possibilities seemed endless, a testament to the power of education and unwavering belief. Mr. Evans noticed Daisy's growing interest in arts and crafts. She would spend hours sketching in her notebook, creating beautiful drawings of flowers, birds, and landscapes. He realized she needed a space where she could freely express her creativity. With the help of the community, he started building a small workshop in the backyard. Neighbors donated lumber, paint, and tools. Together, they created a cozy space filled with natural light, a haven where Daisy could explore her artistic talents. When it was finished, Daisy's eyes filled with tears of joy. It was more than just a workshop, it was a symbol of their unwavering belief in her and a place where her dreams could take flight. She spent countless hours there, painting, sculpting, and creating beautiful works of art. Years flew by, filled with laughter, learning, and love. Lily and Daisy blossomed into remarkable young women. Daisy, now a confident and driven teenager, excelled in her studies and spent her free time creating stunning paintings and sculptures in her workshop. Lily, graceful and poised, discovered a passion for music and possessed a voice that could captivate any audience. Mr. Evans, his hair now streaked with gray, watched them with immense pride. The little girls he had rescued from a bleak existence had grown into strong, independent, and compassionate individuals. His small house was filled with their artwork, their music, and their infectious energy. They were his family, his greatest achievement, and his greatest joy. Their bond had only deepened with time, a testament to the power of love and unwavering support. The day of Daisy's graduation arrived, filled with sunshine and excitement. She stood tall and proud in her cap and gown, a symbol of her hard work and determination. As her name was called, Mr. Evans and Lily beamed with pride, their eyes glistening with tears of joy. Daisy not only graduated at the top of her class but also earned a full scholarship to a prestigious university, fulfilling her dream of pursuing higher education. It was a momentous occasion, a testament to the transformative power of education and the unwavering support of family and community. The little girl who had once cowered in fear in a dilapidated shack was now a confident young woman ready to take on the world. Her journey had just begun. While Daisy pursued her academic dreams, Lily discovered her own unique talent. Her voice, clear and strong, possessed a rare emotional depth that resonated with everyone who heard her sing. She started performing at local church gatherings, town festivals, and even at the annual county fair. Her performances drew crowds from miles around, captivating audiences with her heartfelt renditions of folk songs and hymns. Her music brought joy, comfort, and hope to those who listened, reminding them of the beauty and resilience of the human spirit. She wasn't just singing, she was sharing her heart, her story, and her gratitude for the life she had been given. Her talent was a gift, and she used it to spread kindness and inspiration throughout the community. Sitting on his porch swing one evening, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant hues, Mr. Evans reflected on the past few years. He had set out to help two orphaned sisters, but in doing so, he had been transformed himself. He had gained a family, a purpose, and a love he never thought possible. The sisters had brought laughter, joy, and a renewed sense of meaning to his life. He realized that he had received far more than he had given. His heart swelled with a deep sense of fulfillment and gratitude. He had helped them build a bright new future, but they, in turn, had given him a life richer and more meaningful than he could have ever imagined. The day Daisy left for college was bittersweet. Excitement filled the air, but there was also a palpable sense of sadness. Mr. Evans and Lily accompanied her to the train station, their hearts heavy with emotion. As the train pulled into the station, Daisy embraced them both tightly. "I'll work hard, I promise," she said, her voice thick with tears. "I'll make you both proud." Mr. Evans squeezed her hand, his eyes filled with love and encouragement. "We already are, Daisy," he said softly. "Just follow your dreams." With one last hug, Daisy boarded the train, waving goodbye as it pulled away, carrying her towards a bright new chapter in her life. It was an emotional farewell, but one filled with hope and the promise of a future built on love and determination. That evening, Lily was scheduled to perform at the town's annual Harvest Festival. The stage was decorated with pumpkins, cornstalks, and colorful autumn leaves. As she stepped onto the stage, a hush fell over the crowd. She took a deep breath and began to sing. But this wasn't just any performance. Lily had written a song, a heartfelt ballad dedicated to Mr. Evans and Daisy. The lyrics expressed her deep gratitude for their unwavering love and support, for rescuing her from a life of despair and giving her a chance to thrive. Her voice soared through the air, filling the hearts of everyone present with emotion. It was a song of hope, of love, and of the transformative power of kindness. As the last note faded away, the crowd erupted in thunderous applause, their hearts touched by her heartfelt performance. Mr. Evans watched Lily from the side of the stage, his heart overflowing with emotion. He saw not the scared, neglected little girl he had found years ago, but a confident, talented young woman ready to share her gifts with the world. He knew that Daisy was miles away, pursuing her own dreams, but he also knew that their bond remained unbreakable. They were a family, bound not by blood, but by love, gratitude, and a shared history of overcoming adversity. He had given them a chance at a better life, but they had given him something even more precious, a love that would last a lifetime. The bright future he had helped build for them shone brightly that night, illuminating the path ahead for them all. The story of Lily, Daisy, and Mr. Evans is a testament to the extraordinary power of kindness, compassion, and community. It reminds us that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, hope can bloom, and lives can be transformed. One act of generosity can ripple outwards, creating a wave of positive change that touches countless lives. It shows us that we all have the capacity to make a difference, to offer a helping hand, and to build a brighter future for those in need. By opening our hearts and embracing those who are struggling, we can create a world filled with love, understanding, and endless possibilities. The future, once bleak and uncertain for two orphaned sisters, became a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for generations to come.